There was a time when life in Britain moved slower. You could hear the whistle of a distant train, smell a Sunday roast drifting through open windows, and see neighbors chatting over the garden hedge, not just sending "How are you?" texts. But things have changed, haven't they? The old ways, the ones that gave Britain its heart and soul, are fading, replaced by convenience, screens, and speed. Today we're taking a walk down memory lane, through cobblestone streets, quiet tea rooms, and forgotten corners of everyday life. Here are 20 British traditions that are slowly fading away. And as we go along, tell me, which of these do you still hold on to? Or which one do you miss the most? 1. The Sunday roast, the heart of home. Once upon a time, Sunday wasn't Sunday without the smell of roast beef in the oven. Mum in her apron, Dad carving at the table, Yorkshire puddings puffing perfectly, and everyone arguing over who got the crispiest roast potatoes. Now many families eat separately, in front of the TV or on the go. Supermarkets offer ready-made Sunday dinners in plastic trays. But somehow, they don't taste like home. Do you still do Sunday roasts at your house? Or has it quietly disappeared like it has in so many others? 2. Afternoon tea, the pause that vanished. Afternoon tea wasn't just about the tea. It was about the pause. A warm pot, a splash of milk, a few biscuits, maybe cucumber sandwiches or scones with jam and clotted cream. Now, most of us grab a coffee from Costa and scroll through emails. The art of slowing down has become rare. Yet, in every sip of real tea, there's a whisper of calm from a Britain that once valued rest. 3. School assemblies and hymns. All things bright and beautiful. Do you remember singing that at school? The piano echoing through the hall, voices slightly off-key but full of innocence. Assemblies used to bind children together, to reflect, to sing, to listen. Now they're shorter, more administrative, if they happen at all. The songs that taught gratitude and wonder have fallen silent. 4. The village fete, the soul of summer. Every village had one. A field full of bunting, the smell of freshly baked Victoria sponge, and someone's dad running the tombola. You'd hear laughter, see kids racing with eggs on spoons, and watch the vicar's dog run off with a sausage. It wasn't grand, but it was ours. Today, many fetes have vanished, replaced by sterile charity links online. But no website can replace that feeling of grass underfoot and community in the air. 5. Big Ben's chime at midnight. It used to be the nation's heartbeat. On New Year's Eve, the entire country went silent as Big Ben struck midnight. You'd hear it echo through the telly, followed by cheers and hugs. Now it competes with smartphone countdowns, live DJ streams, and TikTok clips. The moment of togetherness feels thinner, replaced by noise. 6. Bowler hats and umbrellas. There was a time when a British gentleman wouldn't step out without a proper hat and umbrella. Think of the old city bankers, or the quiet pride of looking presentable in public. Now the formality is gone. We've swapped polished shoes for trainers and umbrellas for hoodies. Practical, yes, but something of the dignity went with it. 7. The pantomime, oh no it isn't. Christmas wasn't complete without a pantomime. The kids screaming, "He's behind you," while parents laughed at jokes that went over their heads. It was silly, joyful, British. But fewer families go now. Netflix and cinema have taken its place. Still, when the curtain rises and that first laugh fills the theater, you can feel a spark from decades past. 8. The changing of the guard, a ceremony turned selfie. Is still there, soldiers, precision, the band. But look closer next time. How many locals do you see watching? Mostly tourists now, snapping photos instead of feeling the pride. It's strange, a tradition built on British identity, yet many Britons don't stop to watch anymore. 9. Car boot sales, treasure hunting in a field. Remember those early Sunday mornings? Cars lined up, boots open, strangers trading stories over boxes of vinyl, china, and odd trinkets. It wasn't about the money, it was the hunt. Now it's all online. Click, pay, deliver. No chat, no haggling, no muddy shoes. 10. Backyard cricket. Broken windows, homemade wickets, and endless arguments over whether it was a six or out. It wasn't serious sport, it was summer. Kids now prefer controllers to cricket bats. And while there's nothing wrong with that, the sound of leather on wood has been replaced by the buzz of phone notifications. 11. Pub sing-alongs. There was magic in those nights. Someone would start a tune, maybe Sweet Caroline, or Wonderwall, and suddenly the whole pub joined in. Now pubs play per set playlists and people scroll on their phones between sips. The laughter is softer. The noise feels lonelier. When was the last time your local had a true sing-along night? 12. Local pubs, the second home. The pub wasn't just for drinking. It was for belonging. You'd hear gossip, comfort, laughter, maybe a few tears. But now hundreds close every year, turned into flats, shops, or left empty. Communities lose their heartbeat, and the sound of clinking glasses fades into memory. 13. Street parties for royal events. From the Queen's coronation to the Silver Jubilee, Britain used to shut down for a good old knees up. Tables down the street, bunting everywhere, and strangers becoming friends. Now it's a rarity. Even royal weddings feel more like hashtags than history. But those who remember still smile when they see the bunting boxes in the attic. 14. The morning paper. The thump of the newspaper on the doormat used to mark the start of the day. You'd flip to the headlines, pour a cup of tea, and maybe grumble about the weather report. Now the news is endless, scrolling, updating, overwhelming. We've traded the calm of one front page for the chaos of hundreds of tabs. 15. Handwritten letters. There was something sacred about ink on paper. The effort, the time, the human touch. Even the handwriting, a little messy but full of soul. Emails and texts are instant, but they lack the warmth of a letter you can hold. When was the last time you wrote one, or received one? 16. Red telephone boxes. Once a lifeline on every corner, a shelter from rain, a place to make a call or even confess your heart. Now they stand as relics, cleaned up for photos or turned into book exchanges and art displays. They still look beautiful, but they've gone silent. 17. Allotment gardening. Rows of carrots, rhubarb, and tomatoes tended by retirees and dreamers. The pride of growing your own food, swapping seeds with neighbors, and sharing tea from a flask. Now, long waiting lists and busy lives have made allotments a luxury. But those who still do it, they keep a precious piece of Britain alive. 18. Knitting circles and sewing bees. Once, these were hubs of laughter and gossip. Mothers, daughters, grandmothers, stitching, talking, bonding. Today, most people just add to cart. But the quiet rhythm of knitting, the stories shared with every stitch, that's something worth bringing back. 19. Black and white Christmas specials. Precambrian and wise, only fools and horses, the two Ronnie. Families gathered together, laughing till tears rolled down their faces. Now, Christmas means Netflix and isolation, everyone watching their own thing. But for those who remember, those old TV specials feel like gold dust. 20. Respect for the queue. Yes, even queuing used to mean something. It wasn't just about waiting, it was about decency. No pushing. No complaints. Just quiet fairness. Now impatience rules. But there's still something beautifully British about a perfect queue, neat, polite, unspoken unity. So there you have it, 20 British traditions slowly fading away. Maybe time moves on, but these weren't just customs, they were connections. They made life slower, warmer, more real. But maybe it's not too late. Maybe if we keep sharing the stories, practicing the small rituals, and teaching them to our children, they'll never truly vanish. Which one of these traditions do you still practice? Or which one do you wish could come back? Let me know in the comments, because these stories live on through us. If this video reminded you of home, of your childhood, or of simpler times, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more nostalgic stories from Britain's past. Because the world keeps changing. But some memories? They deserve to stay.